You ever take a photo of an amazing scene and somehow it looks boring? Same location, same light, same moment, but the photo feels flat and empty? Well, the difference is usually one thing most beginners forget to include: the foreground. And if you're one of those beginners who isn't sure how to incorporate foreground interests, well, this is your lucky day, my friend. Today's topic is all about foreground. So if you're new here, well, this video is part of my Shoot Happen series, where I break down photography topics in plain English to help beginner photographers improve their skills faster. Now, if that sounds helpful, well, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future tips and tutorials. I mean, after all, this is just one video in a long series of Shoot Happen episodes where you can use to improve your photography. Now, let's talk about foreground interest and why it matters so much. Foreground elements, well, are objects that sit in front of the part of your frame closer to the camera than your main subject or background. Think rocks, flowers, fences, branches, doorways, roads, or even a person standing near the camera. Most beginners photograph scenes like they are taking a snapshot. They stand still, they point their camera straight ahead, and they capture what they see at eye level. The result often looks flat because the image has just only one layer. But great photos usually have depth. They have foreground, middle ground, and a background. The layering makes the viewer feel like they can, well, step into the scene. Foreground elements help create that sense of depth immediately. They also help guide the viewer's eye. For example, when you place something in the foreground, you create a visual path that leads into the frame toward your subject. So instead of the viewer bouncing around the image, their eye travels now naturally through it. Now, another big advantage is scale. Foreground elements give the viewer something familiar to compare against. A small rock in the foreground can make the distant mountains feel quite massive. A person near a camera can make a landscape feel huge and immersive. Foreground elements also add storytelling. So instead of a photo saying, well, here is the place, your image begins to say, here is what it felt like to be here. So how do you start using foreground elements intentionally? Well, the first step is actually really simple. Stop shooting at eye level all the time. Crouch down, move to the left, move to the right, change your angle. When you change your height and your position, new foreground options appear that you never noticed before. Second, look for objects that lead into your scene. Again, think about paths, fences, rivers, lines in the ground that naturally guide the viewer's eye into where you want them to see. Position yourself so these elements point towards the subject. Third, get closer to the foreground than feels comfortable. This may be awkward for some of you, but many beginners stand too far back. Moving closer will make your foreground larger, more important, which strengthens the depth and impact. And here's another important thing to remember. Foreground elements should support your subject, not compete with it. Keep the focus on your main subject while using the foreground to guide the viewer towards it. Now, the more you practice this, the more you start seeing foreground opportunities everywhere. And here's the bigger idea to take away, though. Photography is about translating a three-dimensional world into a two-dimensional image. Foreground elements help rebuild that lost depth by making your image look like an experience the viewer can step into. And that's precisely what you want here: more dynamic, interesting, and memorable photos. And now, friend, you have another tool in your toolkit to accomplish that goal. And that brings us, well, to the end of our time today, friends. As always, I gotta thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. There's a lot of options that could capture your time on YouTube right now, and you've just spent a few minutes with me. I am grateful. Thank you so much. If this helped you, well, check out my other Shoot Happen videos in my additional instructional content for more practical photography tips. Until next time, well, you get out there and find your best shot.